Well, NewsX is on ground zero and we are covering the very anticipated 2026 assembly election. Now, we are at a very interesting place, which is again the #1 university in West Bengal, the very iconic Jadavpur University. Now, very importantly, the Jadavpur University has its own culture. It does not, the politics here is very independent, it's non-partisan, and it does not follow, the politics rather does not fall under the state government politics. This politics is completely different. It's independent politics, it's non-partisan politics, and even to the fact that they have their own views, their opinions that are completely not aligned maybe with the state government, and they have their own opinions, they have their own sort of understanding. And here also there's some election also that is scheduled tomorrow itself. So clearly, before I go and speak to the other people, I'll just request my camera person maybe to just show around of the university. We are in one corner of the university and we will be going around to maybe speak to more such people on what the university stands for. And again, I'll be attempting to talk to the people who are sitting here, maybe the students. So I just want you to, okay. So I just want you to introduce yourself. What is your name?
I'm Deepshika from chemistry department.
Okay. So Deepshika, again, so in my intro I was speaking to the fact that the university politics rather does not fall under the typical state government, the university politics. It has its own non-partisan politics. It has its own independent politics. The mindset is different. How do you define this university for everyone who might be watching you on television right now?
So JU in itself is a place where the politics inside JU doesn't align with those outside. As in, there are many organizations or other platforms, I would say, that doesn't have there are political parties and then they have the students organization. But in JU you'll find a lot of platforms. I like to call it platform because we don't like to use the term organization for certain senses, and organizations as well that do not have a mother party, they do not have a set of ideologies passing on to them. They do not have to follow the rules. They do not have to abide by the decorum set by someone else or by a governing group of individuals in our own campus. So there are separate, I belong to one such organization and there are a lot more. So we have a very independent mindset here. We can talk freely, we can say whatever we want. We don't have to think about whether this will go with the set, maybe the organizational or maybe the politics of the party that I am aligning with, because it promotes the individual thinking ability of the student. Where
and there's also election maybe happening here itself. Can you tell?
An election tomorrow. That is about basically the internal complaint committee, ICC election, where from each section, UG and PG section, one representative will be elected. Basically to keep their views on if any harassment or molestation or rape incidents occur within the campus. The committee shall also have a student representative to keep their view on that. So
tell me about the hostel life here. What is how does if anyone manages or chooses to stay at the hostel, how does that look like? Maybe I've heard also they have a very nominal fee also of the hostel. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, but I travel from home. I'm a day scholar. I don't stay in the hostel. But yeah, JU in its for everything, not only for hostel, starting from the registration fees and everything, the canteen fees as well. While in other colleges of similar rank or category, I might say, the fees is around some 50,000-60,000 or maybe in lakhs. JU here, the maximum I would say is maybe 1,500 a month or something for hostelers. I don't know the exact because I don't stay in the hostel, but that is the maximum fees one can expect in JU. And also the semester fees and stuff that are way too less than if you compare it with other colleges or institutions of same. So
there's state elections also happening in a while now. There's SIR that has also been implemented. What do you have to say about that? If I ask you about what do you feel about the SIR, or maybe the implementation of UCC also, if the opposition party comes in power, what do you have to speak about SIR?
Basically, no, the results we don't know. Something unprecedented might happen as well. But keeping aside that, I think if you ask me from the point of view of this young generation or what youth is looking forward to, I think we are equally resistant to all the eminent colors or flags you can see. But that is the ground reality I'm telling you. As far as I am concerned about my, peers, batchmates, everyone, the young generation is actually looking forward to someone who can bring about a new, like, in literal sense, a change, and not what these powers, like, uh, as in.
The fact that the women reservation bill was also delayed, what do you have to say about that?
I think there are a lot of topics like this about which we are not. I think I shouldn't say much about it, but yeah, that is what I'd say. Like, the youth is equally resistant to all the eminent flags or powers or colors you're seeing around. The youth is actually wanting to see something out of the box, someone who can come up and, like, actually deal with the problems that we are facing right now. So maybe a safer city, or maybe a safer environment, or maybe better employment. So,
Just introduce yourself also.
Hello, my name is Mayumi. I'm from UG2 Chemistry.
Mayumi, firstly, is it safe? Is it okay to say that Jadavpur University is a world in itself, which does not is different from the other world, or maybe the state also in some way or the other?
Yeah, I believe Jadavpur University is a world in itself because from the moment we enter the campus and we have everything, the residency, the complexes, the professors are available all the time in the campus, and the educational facilities, that is also very, very much better. The classes, in most of the universities we see that the classes are not being conducted properly, but in Jadavpur University the classes are regularly conducted.
Attendance here, is it compulsory attendance, or what do you, all people bunk here, or what is it?
No. Actually, our attendance criteria is 60%. From the like the administration says the attendance criteria is 60%. But what we see, or maybe what I see in my class, is that there is attendance of around 80 to 85% every single day, because the students here, they are not coming to classes for the sake of the attendance. They are coming to classes for the sake of their own learning, because what is taught in class is very much helpful for us. So that is why we attend the classes. It's not like that that because of the attendance we need to attend the classes.
So is it also to the fact that I wanted to know, is it like somewhere down the line, if we talk about this university in itself, since it has its own independent politics here, it's non-partisan also, what people say at this point of time, and also it is regarded as the, I think, the number one college in West Bengal. So is it also very expensive to get in here? Is it not very expensive, very cheap? How do you define that?
I would say it is very academically expensive to come here, because you need to be a good student to get into JU. Not everyone gets admission in JU because there is a huge marks criteria and stuff. But if you are talking about the expenses of the college, which is very less, because for my admission fees we had to pay only 1800 rupees. 1800. Yeah, that is very cheap compared to the other colleges, even the other government colleges, if we take into consideration. According to that, JU is very cheap, and even the hostels and everything is cheap here. That is it.
Again, if to ask you about, again, there's election happening in few days now. Talking about the SIR process that has been implemented, what do you have to say?
The SIR process has somehow created, a huge disturbance among the citizens of the state, but then again, I would not say much about this, because let's not talk.
So I'll also ask, I'll go to another person. Just introduce yourself.
This is Shrestha. I'm from MSc first year, Department of Geography.
Sister, again, my first question again comes to the fact that this is regarded as the number one university in West Bengal. It has its own, like I was speaking to you off camera, this is non-partisan, and also it has its independent politics going on. Tell us something about your university. There's election also happening tomorrow that you were mentioning. If you can tell something about that as well.
Yeah, so basically JU is the number one state university of our state. So what the state government is currently doing is it is cutting on a lot of funds that the university is supposed to receive every year. So even after so much funds are being cut, the university is still standing strong with regards to the research that is happening over here. with the academics, which is more holistic. And again, one of my juniors, she was saying that it is very, very difficult to get into JU. You need to be a good student in order to get here. So coming to JU, being here for 3+ years, it's my 4th year here. It is a whole different world when it comes to politics and academics, right? So the students over here are very, what to say, aware, very much aware of what is happening within the campus and off campus, outside the campus. So the politics that happens in our campus is, we call it independent politics, in a sense that more than 34 years plus, we are having independent bodies in hold of the unions of our university. So there are 3 faculties and there are 3 different unions, and out of which 2 unions have independent non-partisan platforms currently running the unions. So what happens here is that we do not allow any political party or any mother party to come and tell us, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. We have our own, we have a whole different perspective on the politics that happens, and the students here in JU hold 99% of the stake, and the authority only holds 1% of the stake. So the students play a huge role to play in the decisions that are taken regarding the academics, regarding the developments that are took in the campus.
I want to ask, there's an election happening tomorrow. Tell us more about that. And also, I'd like to ask you the fact. First, you answer this, then I'll ask.
Yeah. So tomorrow, we know that 6 years now we are not having the union elections until and unless the state government allows the universities to organize the union elections, because it is a completely legal process. Since we are not having the union elections, the unions are currently very much on the verge of being dysfunctional, but the students are still holding the unions, and we are having a free culture where the students take a lot of decisions in the campus. The election that is happening tomorrow is the ICC election, which is the internal complaints cell. So all the cases regarding sexual harassment, molestation, all these cases are registered in the ICC. But currently the ICC needs to be restructured in a way that the representatives who will be elected tomorrow, they will only be holding an observatory post in the committee. They will not have any power in decision making. So we as a platform, I belong to the platform We the Independent, which is here in the science faculty for 34 years now. So we demanded for a restructured ICC, in the sense that the students who are getting elected should also have a voice over there. I mean, a person who is getting elected is just sitting like a dummy over there, and they are not having much power to speak on the cases that are being registered over there. So this was the first thing that we demanded for a restructured ICC. The second thing that we demanded is that only women of the campus are allowed to register their complaints. But molestation and harassment does not only happen to women, right? It happens to all sections of the society, like the LGBTQI plus society. The men also face a lot of harassment in the campus and off campus. So that should also be an integral part of the complaints that are being registered in the committee. And the third thing that we demanded was that a person not necessarily will get harassed within the campus. Suppose a person is getting harassed outside the gate number 4 of the campus. Should the person not be allowed to register his or her complaint?
So they can do that as well.
No. In the current ICC, they are not allowed to register a complaint.
You said you're restructuring it?
We want a restructured ICC where not only women candidates can register their complaints, but also any gender, any sex can register their complaints, along with the cases that are not only occurring within the campus but also off campus should be allowed to register their complaints in the committee.
I have one last question to you. So, Calcutta was always regarded as one of the safest places for women, but there are some very unfortunate incidents has happened. Now, as a woman yourself, I would want to ask you, and it's a very direct question. Do you, when you're going out, maybe after work, or maybe you're just going out, you're returning from a party or anything for that matter, you're returning at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and might be 3 a.m. also, in the rarest of cases. Do you feel safe when you're traveling alone or something of that sort? Do you feel that there is that sense of safety or security there? Do you feel safe here?
I would say no, because when the chief minister, who is also a woman, is leading the state, she openly has given a lot of statements regarding rape and molestation happening in the state. If a woman can say, can tell another woman that she cannot come out at night, that she has to stay at home in order to not get raped. Rape can happen at home as well. Anywhere. It can happen any time of the day. It can happen in the daylight, it can happen in the morning, it can happen in the evening, it can happen even at night. So the state government highly lacks when it comes to women's safety, because most of the times the women helpline numbers, they don't work. And obviously, again, the respected chief minister of the state openly comments that women should not go out at night, rather than providing appropriate and proper safety measures within the state. So definitely, Calcutta, what Calcutta was before, the Calcutta that I have grown up in, this is not the Calcutta I have grown up in, because women right now in the city are not safe.
But earlier, when it was also regarded as...
Mostly. So what is happening in Calcutta right now is a lot of immigrants are residing within the city, within the state. So yeah, definitely. So the state government should provide appropriate helpline platforms for the women and also for the men, especially the children. Trafficking is a big issue that happens in the city. Even till date, children are kidnapped and sent to various other countries that are around us. So the state government should be stricter and should provide better safety measures in the state and in the city as well.
Thank you so much, Rishta, for speaking to us. So yes, so we spoke to a couple of people. We will be speaking to more such people to get you more such conversations and more such perspective from the people, from the students here at the Jadavpur University. We will be talking to more such people to get their perspective, get their views. आप अपना नाम बता दीजिए प्लीज.
अच्छा,